Hey guys, so it is Destiny back in the house. Listen, this is going to be a long topic and a deep topic. I don't know how far I'm going to go in this one because it may be part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to try to be very detailed and quick, but you all know I'm long-winded, which is probably going to drag this out to at least 4 parts. We'll see how it goes. First things first, if you subscribe to the channel, thank you. I appreciate you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Stop. Yes, right now. Hop over and when I get through clowning, we can get into this topic, right? Because this one is deep. Listen, we're going to talk about sexual assault. I'm hopping right in. We're going to talk about sexual assault. I want this topic to be very long. I could do like 10 parts of this, but this is why I'm not. This topic has been in my brain to discuss for about 2 or 3 months. And I probably should just do it on a day that I'm not going to do batch creating. And you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I may just drop off some of the other topics that I'm gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about sexual assaults, and I may be all over the place, and I may try to be in order. I don't know how this topic is gonna go. I'm just gonna let you know right now it's deep. Okay. Please like the video. Please share it. I appreciate you all. This topic is deep because it's very personal. Okay. I'm gonna do my best to keep myself together, keep my composure, and not get emotional. This topic is so deep because I'm gonna talk about some things, and like I always say on very tricky topics, I'm never saying anything on my channel to degrade, belittle, or diminish anybody else's mindset, personality, or character. I never do that. Sometimes when you speak, you can be taken the wrong way. So let me say at the top of this video, nothing I say in this video is to demean any other one of my sisters in this world, okay? Not America, in this entire universe. But I'm going to say some things that I know can be taken the wrong way. So I'm letting you know at the top of this video, I'm going to be mindful not to do that. So if you hear something that has a question mark, please understand it's just a question mark in your head. I mean nothing but goodwill and good intent with this video. But I'm going to say what I'm going to say because it's serious. First of all, I want to talk to the aunties, grandmothers, mothers, sisters, cousins of women, females. If you have a young woman in your life, please do the work and have conversations with a young woman about her body, her rights, the right to say no, and how not to be raped, molested, touched, inappropriately, disrespected in her body by anybody. And I'm not getting ready to just attack men, okay? Because women can be the same vile people to violate children, okay? So anybody that is inappropriately approaching a child in your life, your household, your family, please do the work and have those conversations. And I said I was going to try to keep myself together in this video, and I can tell you right now, most likely I'm not. I'm very passionate. These topics aren't just topics that I have fun discussing on YouTube. Each and every one of them hit me to the core. They're deep in my gut. They mean something to me. That's why I get on here and talk about them. So with that being said, I want to talk about, I'm going to attack men just for a quick second. When women call men dogs in relation to relationships, I get it, but I don't. To me, a dog of a man is one that will violate a child's body. A senior citizen that is helpless and hopeless. That's it. If I had to, we call women bitches. We know a bitch is a female dog. Not the disrespectful aspect of saying bitch, just to curse someone out. But that's a female dog when you get technical terminology to words that everybody gets so bent out of shape and get your panties in the water because you don't like to hear people curse and say certain words. Let's be technical. It's a female dog. But we say bitch to be derogatory, to be disrespectful to another woman, right? We call men dogs, but we know a dog is an animal on 4 legs. But if I had to call a man a dog, it wouldn't be because you cheated on me in a relationship. You a dog if you violate, sexually assault a child. I don't even know what's sick in your mind that would make you want to do that in the first place. But the fact that you would go there, that would be a dog to me. Forget you cheating on me. To me, you're just no good. You're bad in a relationship. Oh, well, that's not a dog. If you had to think of another term outside of a four-legged animal. A dog, we think of just, you know the term, low down, dirty dog. To me, that would be a person that would sexually assault, violate, molest, and rape anybody. Let's sit in that. Let's sit in it. I'm going to talk about these stories. And again, I'm going to try my best to hold it together. And I'm not going to even ask for any grace if I can't hold it together because they're personal and I'm sharing them. In my life, there has been quite a few times that there has been an attempt of a sexual assault on me personally. And I'm going to thank and I'm going to praise my almighty God who sits high and looks low, who's omnipotent, who's all seeing and all knowing, that knew those situations and circumstances in my life and gave me the strength as a very small child. You heard me. None of them ever have been in my adult life. Each and every one of them was from the age of 16 and younger. And I thank, and I'll say it again, praise my almighty God. I have never in my entire life been raped. Ever. Let's sit in that. This is where this topic gets tricky. This is where this topic can look like I'm sitting over here bragging and boasting about my victories. This is where this conversation could take a turn and someone could think I'm demeaning and belittling any other woman, any other child, any other person in this world that has been violated. That's not what I'm doing. I have a message in this video, and only if you're mature enough to handle the topic. You already know from the top of the video what the topic is about. Only if you're mature enough, your mindset is mature enough, please keep watching. If it's not, I don't mind if you click off. I invite you and welcome you to click off, because no one's going to sit here and say, oh my gosh, she just got through sitting here talking about she almost was raped and what she did to not be raped, and then continue to talk and made it seem like everyone else has ever been raped didn't do the right thing. It's not that's what could hit somebody's mind. That's not what I'm saying. My heart goes out to every senior citizen, every child, every woman, every sister that's ever been violated, that didn't have the mindset, the maturity, the willpower, the strength to fight off their attackers, their abusers. My heart goes out to you. I would never sit here and attack a sister that didn't know what to do in that circumstance, because I did, because I knew what to do. I'm never going to attack anybody else. So that's where I said you could say something and be taken the wrong way. I just put it out there. I just laid it out. That's the message that could be misconstrued if you're not mature enough to understand the rest of this video. So again, I'm going to pause for a quick second for you to go ahead and click out and find something else better to do today. But if you're mature enough, if you're curious enough, if your mindset is in a strong place to receive my message, please keep watching, because I promise you it's very beneficial. And again, my heart goes out to any person in this world, man, boy, girl, woman, adult, child, anybody that's ever been violated. My heart goes out to you. I'm going to talk about a story. There was a time in my life, I was a very small young girl, that I was home alone, and my brother's friend came to the house and knocked on the door. And I was like, yeah, what do you want? Let me in. Very, very common friend, neighborhood friend. I knew he was a family friend, my brother's friend. I knew him. I've always had I have an intuition. I have an innate ability to read the room, and I've had it from a child. So the messages, these stories that I'm sharing, are also allowing you to tap into my brain, not only as an adult, full-grown woman, but as a child. Who I am today started very early on in my life. I've always had a strong and very mature mind. I always could sense things. I used to think I was a little bitty witch because I didn't know any things about spirit. Like in the Bible, you talk about discernment. I didn't know anything about intuition. I didn't know all these other things that allow me now to know why my mind has always been able to do that. But as a child, I'm thinking, am I some type of witch? Why do I always sense things and know things are going to happen? So I knew something was wrong. And I'm like, no, I'm not letting you in the house. I'm not letting you in the house. I kept going back and forth with him. He kept coming. He would leave and come back. Left. He probably 5 or 6 times he left and came back. Left and came back. I almost called my brother's name. He kept saying, he told me, he said, let me in. I'm like, no. If he said if he told me to let you in the house, you can wait till he gets here. I'm not letting you in the house. We went back and forth with that, and then he came and as I'm sitting here telling the story, I'm like, Dad, how did he get in the house? Because he ended up in the house. I think that if I'm not, I was a little girl, probably 10, probably somewhere between 8 and 10 years old. And I remember him actually getting in the house. So I was sitting here just trying to think, how did he get in the house? So I'm like, no. I just kept saying, if he said, let you in till he gets here, you can wait till he get here. Now, you heard the age, between 8 and 10. And this is how mature and how adamant I was as a small child. Like, you hear how serious I talk in these videos, and I'm always so passionate. I've always been this way. I didn't really develop into an adult this way. I've been this way since a little girl. And so, long story short, if I'm not mistaken, the thing that got him in the house was he said, and one or two things happened. I don't know if he went to where my brother was, because I knew where my brother was, literally one street over from my house at another one of his friends' house. I don't know if this friend, because it was a walk across the street, I don't know if he went to that house and told my brother to call me and tell me to let him in, or if he just verbally said, I just went over so-and-so's house, he on his way back, he said let me in. And either way, it was like in my brain, I let him in because it was a matter of my brother's going to be here in a matter of minutes. I knew where this friend's house was. It was 5 minutes or less walk. And I'm thinking, I wasn't scared of him. I wasn't afraid of him or anything. But I'm just like, yeah, no, you don't need to be sitting in the house with me by myself. I'm here by myself. No, and I just really wouldn't let him in the house. Either way, I remember the mindset of my brother will be here in a minute or two. 2 or 3 minutes. I'll let you in. Because what are you going to do? Sit over there in the den. I'm going back to my bedroom. That's that. Well, that didn't happen. He did go in the den and then he came in my room. Y'all, this is a weird story because I'm never going to forget these pants that I love to hate. They were just some khaki pants, like tan in color. I had a tan pair. I had like a hunter green pair and like a purplish pair. 3 pair of pants. I hated to love these pants. I love to hate these pants. They had elastic rubber all the way around the waist. No tie, no button, no zip. You just pull them up. Elastic and the ankles too. So they had the squish ankle, the elastic around the ankle and around the waist. Just pants with pockets in them. I hated them because as even a child, I've always had my little booty, my little hips. So to get these pants up, I had to do the whole, y'all know what it's like when you try to put some pants on, you gotta hip. I had to do that to get in these pants, okay? So, but I said I hated to love these pants because they weren't very fashionable. But I had them. I liked them because they were comfortable, but they weren't very fashionable. And I hated them because I couldn't get them. I always had to do that to get my little hips in. I always had a booty in the hips from probably age 6. Y'all, baby. When I tell you, those pants became my savior that day. Old boy decides he wants to come in my room and start. We wrestled what seemed like forever. Wrestling and tussling. And me telling him to stop, get off me. I missed a little part of my life. All my life, I've always wrestled with my brother. He literally taught me how to fight. We got in trouble every Saturday morning, jumping up and down on the bed. In this corner, weighing 135 pounds, Mighty Igor, Nature Boy, Ric Flair, ding, 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 ding. We would go wrestling. My mom would wake up, beat our behinds, go back to bed. We do it the next Saturday. in this corner. Didn't I tell y'all to stop hopping on them beds, making a noise? I'm in here trying to sleep. We get our behinds whooped. We do it next Saturday. I learned how to fight and wrestle with my brother. And it was crazy because I learned how to fight in tight quarters. Like we were in our bedrooms, on our beds, fighting on the bed, falling off the bed, wrestling in a corner, like between the wall and the bed. So it's weird. I'm sharing all this. I'm going somewhere with it. That's how I learned to fight. And I was fighting a dude, my brother. And I know I'm saying fighting, but the wrestling would turn into fight sometimes because he would hit me too tough and I would just alley cat go off. I used to get a whipping because I've always had nails, and mama, he was real light skinned, so mama would get mad because I done scratched my brother up. I would scratch him up or vice versa. I would hit him too hard and he would go swinging on me and I would fight. You know, I'm a girl, so I'm having to fight extra hard. I would go in the kitchen and get the broom and start beating. I mean, so baby, when I tell you, sister girl was in shape. Sister girl was geared up. I had all the practice I needed. So me wrestling this dude not to sexually assault me was nothing. Oh, the wrestling skills of my brother helped. My mindset, just knowing you are not about to stick your penis in me. You're not about to put your hands in my pants. You're not about to fondle my breast. You are not about to touch me in an inappropriate way. The wrestling with him was enough. The fighting him off of me was enough. But I knew in my mind, not today. Not this little girl. Absolutely not. I fought him off. I fought him off. And it was so crazy because at this point, I have to keep it pretty clean for YouTube. At this point, though, nothing happened. He absolutely did not sexually assault me. But it seems like I remember him maybe fondling with himself or trying in that area. But we're going to skip all that. But it never touched me. I just remember the point of him. And the reason I say I'm skipping that part and I think that happens, I think he was in a position to sexually assault. But what he didn't, because I think he got himself prepared to make a sexual assault. And then the second thing he's thinking, oh, I got to get her pants down. Those pants I love to hate. Give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause, y'all. I could never get those pants up or down. Because remember, I always had the Those pants saved the day. They saved the night. It was about 7 or 8 o'clock that night. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. He could not get my pants down. So that is the first attempt of a sexual assault in my life. I remember fighting off, warding off my attacker, what would have been my attacker, my abuser. And I know the rest. I mean, I learned, trying to pry my legs open. I was, crossing them. I knew to cross them. I was even like almost crossing my feet together. I was doing everything I could. And I know the dude was probably like, where is she getting these moves from? Literally just hitting him, elbowing him, crossing my legs, crossing my feet, punching him. Oh, baby. It was, he was so determined. He at some point, you would have thought, well, he did. I mean, he did. Of course, he gave up at some point because he was getting nowhere. And I don't know if my brother, I honestly don't think anybody walked in on it because it was never told. I literally think I wore him out with the fighting and the wrestling and the beating on him and he knew he was getting nowhere. I knew what was up with the pants. I had worn them the whole school year. I hated the pants, but I love the pants. That's why I said I love to hate, hated to love those pants. Because I loved them because of that moment. But I'm sure in his mind, he's probably done it before, attempted to do it before, or just thought, how hard is it to get somebody's pants off? I'm sure he was just all messed up. How hard is it to get in? And just the fact that they wouldn't come off, I'm sure he was all messed up. I'm getting beat up by this little girl. I'm getting nowhere. Her pants won't come down. Failed. Oh, what a horrible, terrible, failed attempt on your behalf, buddy boy. That was assault attempt number 1. So when I say telling these stories, I've been wanting to do this topic for a while, but I'm thinking I don't want anyone to think I'm sitting here bragging and boasting on, hey, someone tried to rape me, but it didn't happen. So shame on you all that it happened to. I don't want that to be the message. Please don't let that be it. Because my messages are like anything else in life. If you don't know how to do something and you hear how somebody else did it, it's like, oh, that's a takeaway. So let my story be something, even as us grown women, that you could take and be like, that's interesting. She said she crossed her legs, she did this, she did that, she elbowed him, she talked a lot of junk, and she let it be a lesson. God forbid it happens to you, but most of us have little nieces and little girls, little daughters and stuff that we could be able to say, hey, look, let's sit down and have a talk. If somebody ever tries to have a sexually assault you, these are some things you could do to defend yourself, to try to fight them off. That's what my stories are saying. It's not a brag or a boast that I walked away never being raped or molested, or raped, let's just say that, because I guess a sexual assault or whatever the attempts of it, maybe by definition it means the same thing, but never penetrated, raped by anybody. So I want it to be something, my stories to be something to edify somebody else, not to brag and boast. That's that. And then we're going to speak to the people that it has happened to.